Hello everyone. In this video, we'll see how to create manage fixed asset Flexfield value sets and also the values against each of the value set. Additionally, we'll see what are key flex fields as far as fixed asset is concerned and how to create the structure and then the structure instance across the key flex fields like categories, location and then asset key. Before getting into the application, let us see what are the key flex fields as far as the fixed assets is concerned. So ideally we have three flex fields when it comes to the fixed assets. The one is categories, locations, and then asset key. So we need value sets as against each of the key flex fields. So I have identified following value sets that I need for my structure to be created. So I've identified when it comes to the categories, I need to create one value set for major, the other one for minor. Similarly for locations, I need to, my structure is of four segments. As you know that you can have up to seven segments. I am having four segments here like country, city, building and floor. So I need for each of the segment a value set. So I'm creating a value set for country, city, building and floor. For asset key as well, I need one value set to be either common or default. So we have selected one value set corresponding to the asset key structure. So these are the value sets that I need to create in. Now similarly, I need to have a structure as against each of the key flex fields. So as against the categories, I'll create a structure nv underscore category structure, similarly location structure and then asset key structure. Finally, you might need to create a structure instance where you might need to enable dynamic creation or shorthand alias also required to be enabled if need be. So this is what, once I complete my structure, I'll go with structure instance. So I'll create a structure instance as well. Now when it comes to the values, as against the major and minor, so we need to have a dependent relationship. Let's say minor is dependent on a major. Let us say if I select a value, coming to the values as against each of the value set. Say for example, if I select plant and machinery, so probably the values I require is forklift, swing machine and power lifter. So if I select vehicles, I need cars, trucks and two-wheelers as my values, which means that whenever I'm selecting the vehicle. Whenever a user is selecting a category called vehicle in the major segment, he should not see seeing mission or power lifter, which means that we are enabling a dependent relationship. So whenever the category is being selected by the user as a vehicles in the major segment, he should only see these three values: cars, trucks, and two-wheelers. So in a way, we are establishing a relationship between the major value set and minor value set. So for which you might need to enable the validation type dependent when it comes to the creation of value set minor. Okay. Unlike major is an independent, whereas minor is a dependent. I need to tag the respective value set to the minor value set whenever you are creating it. So similarly, if you select furniture and fittings, you'll see conference table, office table, chair. So this is how we need to establish a relationship. Now let's get into the application to see how we can create value sets, structure instance, and other values corresponding to the value sets. So I logged into the application. So let us create fixed asset value sets. So I'm navigating to the setup and maintenance. So let me change the setup to financials. So I need to go to the functional area called fixed assets. Okay, and my task now is to create fixed assets Flexfield value sets. So let us create a value sets. So what are the value sets that I need to create is as against different structures. So let us create that. So just for quick info, we need to create a value sets for categories which is major, minor. Similarly, locations, country, city, building, floor. Okay, so let us create major and minor first as against the categories. Okay, we need for the categories. So let's create it. So value score set code will be nv underscore major. So I'll say the description is also same. So select the module as assets. So validation type. So major is independent. Let me select the validation type independent. Validation data type character. Value subtype is text. Maximum length. Let me keep it as 30. Okay. So which means that I can enter a value still 30. So unlike our chart of account structure, we give numeric values. Okay, here we give more like a detailed descriptions like furniture. Furniture is a value. Okay, or office equipment is a value. Plant and machinery is a value. So that is the reason I'm having a length of 30 characters here. So let us create minor now. Value set minor. So I'll click on the plus icon here to create it. So now I'll give the value set code as nv underscore minor. So module assets. So here the validation type plays a key role. So make sure that you select the validation type for the minor value set as dependent. So selecting the validation type as dependent. So once you select the validation type as dependent, you see what is the independent value set, which means this minor is tagged against which independent value set is what system is referring for. So I'll give the validation type character, the same like major. So value subtype as text. So maximum value I'll stick to 30, the same. Okay. Now additionally, so the value set code, okay, you need to give the value set code. So you need to tag for this minor, okay, what is the value set code that you need to attach as an independent value set. So I'm attaching nv underscore major. So just now we have created nv underscore major. So I'm attaching the same one so that minor and major establish a relationship, which means that the minor value set which we have created is dependent on the value set nv underscore major. Okay, I hope it's clear. Let's get to the next step. So once you're done, you can give save and close. So let us create value set. We have completed the value set creation for category flex fields. And now let's try to create the value sets for location flex field. Just like how we have done for major, the same approach, only thing is the naming convention changes. So we give nv underscore country. So the module is assets, validation type independent. So apart from minor category, everything is independent. So category subtype is text. So maximum length you can give 30. Okay, and then save and close. Similarly, the same in a similar way, you can create for city, building, and also the floor. I'm not continuing the same thing in this video, but however, the same approach to create building, floor, and then city. Maybe let's create one for asset key. So we need a value set for asset key also. So we are creating one for it. So validation type independent, value data type character, value subtype as text. You can give the maximum length to 30. Okay, save and close. So let us see if we are able to create all the value sets that is required for us to create a structure or not. So I'm querying with NV. So that let us see if we had all the required value sets. So we have one for asset key, which is for structure asset key. We have a building, city, country, floor. These four represents for location structure. These four we need it for location structure, and major and minor need for asset categories. So we had all the required value sets. Also, if you see, all the validation types are independent except for minor, which is dependent. Okay. Once you are done with this, you can proceed to create a structure and then the structure instance. Let's do that. So you can give save and close here and then go to the manage fixed assets key flex fields. Okay, you can give a blank search once you are in the page manage fixed asset key flex fields. You can try to give a blank search where you could able to see three different key flex fields. One is the asset key, one is the category, one is the location. So let us start with category first. So click on the category and go to the manage structures. So let us create a structure for our need. So the structure code will be nv underscore category structure. Okay, I'll have the same name and also the description. I want to give a delimiter by hyphen, so I just selected it. Now I give a save. So once you created a category structure, you give a save. So once you're done with this category structure, you can assign the sequence numbers and also the value sets. So give the segment code, or let us say it's major, name be major, description major. So my sequence of major segment is 1. So I give it. So let the prompt be major. Let's also the short prompt be major. Display width, let it be 30 maybe. So the column name is segment 1. So I select segment 1 and the value set code. So what is the value set code that you will be assigning for NV category structure as against the segment code called major? So let's assign the value set code we have created, which is NV underscore major. So let me query it. So I'll assign the value set NV underscore major. So here we'll assign the segment label major category. So we assign a segment label since it's a major segment in the category structure. We assign a segment label called major category. So give save and close. Similarly, let's do it for the second segment, which is minor. So minor is my segment code. So description. So sequence is 2 here. So the prompt, let it be minor, short prompt be minor. So display width, I can keep it 30. Column name is segment 2 now. Since segment 1 I had already the major, I'm preferring segment 2 for minor. So just like what you have done, so let's assign. So let us select the minor one. And then now the segment label for this is minor category. So we have assigned segment label minor category, save and close. So we are done with category structure. Now let us proceed with location structure. So once you're done, you can give save and close. Done. So we are done with category structure. Also, you can deploy it once done. Let us deploy all at once. Now we'll go with the location. Manage structures. So create a structure for location. So we'll add a create button. Sorry, segment code is nv underscore location structure. So the name description I kept it the same. Delimiter is hyphen. So for timing I'm disabling this because there is already enabled structure, location structure. So I'm just trying to disable it. But however, you need to enable it. So let's give say create the segments. So I need country, city, building, and floor. So let us go with country first. Sequence number is 1. So prompt be country, short prompt be country. Display with as usual, let me take 30. So column name is segment 1. So the value set code is country. So I'll select the country. Save. Similarly, I do for other segments as well. So which is city, building and floor. So I'll select the city. Sequence number is 2. Display with 30. Column name. So this is segment 2 for me. So this is nv underscore set. So I'll select nv underscore setting. Save and close. So go with floor. Short from the floor. Display with 30 again. Sorry. I need building as third, not the floor. So let me select the building first. In the building, I need the floors. So the column name is segment 3. So I select the building. Save and close. So we're done with country, city, and then building. So in the building, I might have floors. So let us take the segment 4 as floor. Sequence number before. So 7 close. So we have assigned for the structure country, city, building floor, and also the corresponding value sets. So for time being, I haven't enabled, but you need to enable as you practice. Save and close. Now let's proceed with the last step, key flex fields. So manage structures under the, so there's only one dimension which is asset key. So let's create nv asset key structure. So delimiter. So this also I'm not enabling for time being because there are already ones which has been enabled. So I'm just disabling for time being. Save. Asset key is my segment code. So I'll just copy the same thing. So sequence is 1. So display width with 30. So column name is segment 1 here. So nv underscore asset underscore key is my value set. So which I am assigning to this segment. So we are done with creation of structures as against 3 different key flex fields that we had. Now let's create the structure instances. Okay, so we are done with structure creation. Let's also do the structure instance and deploy after completing the structure instances. So let us create structure instances again for 3 things. So here we are starting with the key. So we need to give asset key first. Okay, so asset key underscore. So let's keep nv here. Asset key underscore structure instance. So we have selected the key first, so I'm going with the key. If you have selected categories, you need to go with categories. If you have selected with location, you need to give the location. Okay, so description. Okay, so the structure name you need to select here, which is nv underscore asset key structure. So you're mapping it with your structure. The structure instance has been mapped with structure. So you give save and then save and close. So asset key is not mandatory for me, so that is the reason I have disabled it. So if you would have observed here for nv underscore asset key, so I haven't enabled this as a mandatory. Okay, I have left it as an option. If you want this to be mandatory, you need to enable the required option. Let's proceed with the other things. Now we are done with the key flex fields. Now let's see the category flex fields. So go to the manage structure instances again and create a structure instance for it. Create. So this is nv underscore category structure instance. So I'm just giving si, which is structure instance. So same name, this one. So if you want to enable the shorthand alias, you can enable it. So I'll select nv underscore category structure as my structure name. So I could see automatically the default sets has been populated. Okay, so I'll just enable this as mandatory, which is required for me. Okay, so similarly I'll also enable the minor one. Required. Okay, save and close. So let's proceed. We are done with structure instance of key flex fields and also the category flex fields. Let us go with the last one, location flex fields. So manage structure instances as against the location flex fields. Create it. So it is nv location structure instance. So structure name, we need to select the nv location structure, the one we have created in the earlier step. The moment we select the structure, you could able to see the corresponding segments that has been populated. So if you want the segments to be mandatory, you can enable the required checkbox option. So let us say enable it. So for me, everything is mandatory. So let me enable everything. 7 close. So once you are done with the creation of structures and structure instances, try to deploy it. So let us start from asset key Flexfields. So if you see the deployment status now, it is not, it's an edited status. It is not successful. Let us try to deploy it. So you need to click on deploy Flexfields in order for you to deploy. So let's, you see the process running. So let us see. So usage process 3 of 3. Okay. Now if you see the asset key Flexfields has been deployed. Now let's also do it for category and also the locations. Now if you see here, the message is deployed. So let us also do for categories and also the location. So we can see that categories is also being deployed. Now let us see this for location. And let us also see for location where we can deploy the flex fields. So even the locations flex fields has been fully deployed. You can give OK. So once you do the structure instances, try to deploy as against each of the key flex fields, which is a set key, category, and location. So once you're done, the final step is to create the values. So let's go back to our example where we had shown you what are the value sets need to be created. Let's create values for couple of segments, not for all the value sets. Let's create for major category and also the minor category. So if you see here, so this is a major value set for which I need the values like plant and machinery, vehicles, furniture and fittings, IT equipment and office equipment. Let us say if I click plant and machinery, my minor values should be forklift, sewing machine, power lifter. Similarly, if I select vehicles, I need cars, trucks, two-wheelers. Let us create few values in the major value set and also the minor value set, and also we'll see how to establish a relationship between the major and minor. So let us create vehicles as one. Let us create values, let's create few values. So in order for me to create the values, I'll go to the manage fixed asset flex field value sets. So I'll query for the value sets that I need, which is any value set codes. So I'll create in this demo for the major and minor. Okay. So once you click on the value set code, you'll click on manage values. So what are the values that we need to create? Plant and machinery, furniture and fittings, like that. So let's create the values. So here, unlike your chart of accounts, the values need not be 2 digit or 3 digit. You can have it text as your value. Okay, like plant and machinery as your value. Okay, so you can have plant and machinery as your value as long as it's within 30 characters. However, if you want to have more value, okay, you can increase the characters in the value set. Okay, so we are giving the plant and machinery as one value. Let's add a few more values, furniture and fittings. let's say vehicles. So what are the values? Unlike natural accounts where you give the numeric format, not required. Here you can give the text as your values. So we have created three values. However, you can create more values. Save and close. Now let's proceed with the minor. Let's proceed with the minor. So this is a dependent value set. You click on the manage values. So we'll create a values. Say for example, cars. So if you create a cars, it is asking for what is the independent value. Cars need to tied up against which one. So let us select the independent value. Since we had a relationship between the major and minor, you could see whatever the values that we have created in the value set code major is being populated here. So now this cars, I need to tie it up with value called vehicles. So, so whenever user select the vehicles as a major value, he could see cars. Similarly, let's select trucks. So trucks, also the independent value be vehicles. Now similarly, if I want to create for other values, let's say sewing machine or forklifter. So sewing machine should be tied up to a value plant and machinery. So the independent value here will be plant and machinery. Similarly, with regard to this forklifter, so I want this to be tied up to a plant and machinery. So I'll give the independent value as plant and machinery. Similarly, let's say you have a conference table. So conference table, I want to tie it up with furniture. So you create a value description and tie to the respective independent value here. So in a way, system is able to understand. So whenever you select the vehicles, trucks and cars should populate. Whenever you select the plant and machinery, forklifter and sewing machine should get populated. When furniture and FedEx, conference table. So since there is a relationship between the value set code major and minor, you could able to establish the value relationships. So once you're done, you can give save and close. Similarly, you can create the values for other segments like country, city, building, floor, and asset key. So asset key value will be like default or none. You will not have major values for asset key. You can either create default, none, something like that. Yes. So we are done with this tutorial. So where we discussed value sets, creation with regard to fixed assets, and also the structures as against three key flex fields like category, location, and then asset key. We also created the structure instances and also we have created the values. Thank you everyone. So,